Hello, hello, and welcome back for more crying and catastrophe down in the calamitous chasms and cruel caverns of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And today's dungeon is brought to you by the letter S, the letter D, and the number 2. Yes, 2 is a number no matter what Jeff Goldblum tries to tell you, don't worry. And also remember, Jeff Goldblum can't read or write, so he doesn't know what a number and a letter. He can't tell the difference. It's what Celebrity Jeopardy has taught us, but putting Jeff Goldblum's literacy problems aside for a moment, let's focus on the fact that if you put 2 S's and 2 D's together, you'll get a fairly accurate description of what you can expect from this episode, which is same shit, different dungeon. Yeah, sure, SSDD could mean something different to you. Maybe you're a supervillain and it's the code name for your super secret death dirigible. Or maybe you're a presidential candidate and it means supremely suspicious directed donation. Trump, anyway. Or maybe, not a presidential candidate. Perhaps you're a thoracic surgeon, and it means septic, seeping, distended duodenum. What the hell do I know? It could mean anything to you. I'm just an asshole who plays video games on the internet. I don't know anything. But for me, same shit, different dungeon. And I'm pretty sure that that's what this next half hour to 45 minutes is gonna wind up being. So let's just get to it. No additional foo-for-ah. Let's take a look at the missions. Well, first off, let's see if we got any trooper maintenance that needs to be done. Catherine Bishop has a disease, but it's the rabies. Oh, we're going to keep those. Yeah, we're hanging on to the bees. Hashtag yes, the bees. It's the anti-Nicolas Cage cry. Betsy Braddock has bad humors, and I'm going to go ahead and say that being down 20% max HP is a bad thing. Anna Kravinoff, what have you got? You also have the bees. Well, again, you're going to hang on to those. All right, so, 2 positive diseases, 1 negative disease. I think we should definitely cure Betsy Braddock, so let's just go ahead and chuck her in the old sanitarium. We'll get rid of those bad humors of you for a meager 650 gold, which actually is not really that meager. Also, we did have a new addition to the team, Alex Olsen, the Swamp Thing. Yeah, he's on board, whatever. I was trying to think of other comic book abominations. Swamp Thing, yeah, he fits the bill. 1, because he's some kind of weird vegetable fucking elemental, which doesn't even fucking make sense. And 2, because, homeboy fucked an alien planet one time and made John Constantine watch him do it. It was really fucking weird. I like Alan Moore, but in his crazier moments, he is a serpent-worshipping magician. So, some of his shit is a little off. Let's just say. And the serpent-worshipping magician thing, yeah, that's true. Alan Moore is a wizard who worships a serpent god, according to Alan Moore. He's a brilliant writer and one of the maybe most enlightened madmen of all time, but still, crazy as a fucking shithouse rat. Anyway, that's got Betsy Braddock taken care of. Let's go take a look at our missions. It doesn't look like we have any other trooper maintenance that really needs to be done. Oh, you know what? I lied. There is one other item. We got to take Silver Sable and get her drunk as fuck. There you go, Sabelina Novo. Your last name is way too hard to pronounce. I'm just going to call you Silver Sable, and we'll leave it at that. Why don't you go get shit-faced? And other than that, yeah, we're good. All right, so we'll get Silver Sable drunk as shit. We call that the Bradford treatment, of course. And let's take a look at our missions. Killing the Sodden crew. Have not fought the Sodden crew. Would like to fight the Sodden crew. Unfortunately, I just threw probably our most valuable weapon against the Sodden crew into stress relief. Did I not? Yes, because I'm a profoundly stupid man. So, Sodden crew is going to be out. Do we have any other bosses? Not a boss, not a boss. This is a boss fight. Okay, kill the Necromancer. Does the reward suck? No, the reward is actually pretty good. That wounding helmet is quite nice. That's going to do the Paladin a good turn. 20% bonus damage to melee. That's solid. Move skill chance. Don't really give a shit about taking a penalty to it. Is this is this somehow amazing? Fact of the matter is, it's exactly the same hat. It's exactly the same hat. Okay then, so I guess it just comes down to whether we would prefer to kill the Hag or the Necromancer. And given the fact that we have not had an opportunity to take Poison Ivy into a dungeon in a good long while, I'm going to go kill the fucking Necromancer. So what team would we want to do? Man, we got a lot of really good level 3 troopers. So do we just pull out all the stops? We grab Wonder Woman, Mercedes Knight, Wade Wilson, and then Poison Ivy? I mean, we could totally do that. We could also take Typhoid Mary if we prefer. Wouldn't have to spend any money on Typhoid Mary because she has level 3 armor, but we would want to buff Pamela Isley. We could also take Megan or Jean. You know what? Jean Grey actually has all level. Are you skilled up? All right, let's go take a look at skills and equipment then for our potential team. Jean Grey, are you skilled up? You are skilled up. So we could go with Jean Grey, no problem. Fucking Squirrel Girl. I'm not spending the money on Squirrel Girl. I'm just not. Mercedes Knight, you're skilled up, but you would need an armor boost. Wade Wilson, skilled up and cool with the armor as well. So then all we'd need, you know what? I'm thinking Catherine Bishop would be a very solid add there because she's skilled up and yeah, we can absolutely do this. I like that team. I'm excited to be a part of it. So let's head over to the old blacksmith. Let's get Mercedes Knight a new bionic arm. There you go, Mercedes, new magic arm. Enjoy that. Anybody else needed anything? I think everybody else was cool. Everybody else is cool. We should try and keep an eye out towards maximizing our profitability on this. So let's grab old Catherine Bishop. Gonna toss Misty Knight. She's gonna be in our number 2 slot because Wade Wilson's gonna be our, you know what? No, let's have Wade Wilson work out of the number 2 slot. And yeah, you're saying nobody puts Deadpool in a corner, and you're right. Nobody puts Deadpool in a corner. Nobody puts Baby in a corner either. And what did that get Baby? Well, I mean, got her fucked by Patrick Swayze. So you know what? Maybe you should spend more time in the corner if you're into Patrick Swayze. I guess is the moral of that story. A little off track there. Oh, Poison Ivy needs armor. Well, let's go take care of that. We can swing it. We've been taking some antiquarians into dungeons. We can afford to get Poison Ivy a new fucking green bikini because that's all she ever seems to wear. It troubles me when female superheroes don't wear practical costumes. I mean, I understand it's artwork and people want to ogle the goody bits, and I mean, I'm definitely not above that. Who doesn't want to ogle the goody bits? I like seeing a dick bulge or a nice camel toe as much as the next person, but just for practicality's sake, man. I mean, put some fucking pants on at least. You're gonna get chiggers out there wading around in the tall grass in the savage lands. Just, you gotta do better. Let's equip some trinkets, because I'm way off script here. Into savage lands? What the fuck am I talking about? Plus 20% damage if position 4. That's really good. I don't like the heal penalty. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at this. We don't actually have a healer, do we? We can't do... This is all damage. So do we maybe get rid of Catherine Bishop then? This is the question. Would we prefer Catherine Bishop or Poison Ivy? We definitely want a power healer in here. Yeah, you know what? Sorry, Kathy. You're going to have to go the way of the dodo because I'm bringing along old Jean Grey. She suffered and died for our sins as the Phoenix because I can't really think of a good reason other than maybe she wanted to. I mean, that's real good, right? Taking the extra stress damage really sucks, though. Can we do that same sort of healing in any kind of different fashion? I mean, there's got to be a better way to do that. What if we go with the Tome of Holy Healing and then the Sacred Scroll? That does cost us a little bit of health, but yeah, that's a lot of bonus healing. I mean, that's like 58% bonus healing. That's a shitload of bonus healing. We're going to give you Dismas's Head, even though makes you take more stress damage. That's not ideal. Can we do something better? There's got to be a better way to outfit our Hellion. We got to have some kind of Hellion only. Plus 30% bleed skill is reasonable, but we don't really care about bleeds because we're going into a place where everything is immune to bleed. We just want damage. Bonus max HP is pretty good. Don't really care about the stun resistance. I'll take a penalty to that. I'm cool with that. Bonus HP, penalty to death blow. That's terrible. Stress reduction is always handy. We've got to have something that's better here. Come on. I mean, come on. You got to give me something. Do you have anything that's like an Unholy? Plus 25% damage versus Unholy for -2 dodge is actually pretty good. Alternatively, we could just go fucking batshit fruity insane and take Dismas's Head and give ourselves extra huge damage. We have offset most of... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. We've offset most of the... well, actually all of the HP penalty plus some change, so I'm okay with that. Wade Wilson, what are you sporting? All right, well, here's what we'll do then. Let's give you the Unholy Slayer's Ring, Wade, and I think we'll just go Warrior's Bracer, Unholy Slayer's Ring. Wade Wilson then is sorted. And what kind of Plague Doctor trinkets do we have? I know we got quite a few. Plus 40% Blight skill chance. Fuck yeah, let's get some of that. Gotta have something else that'll be useful. Something. Bonus Trap, Disarm, bonus Scouting for extra stress damage. Not entirely sold on that. Book of Sanity is actually just solid. It's straight up good. Taking 20% less stress damage is extraordinarily useful. That's also reasonably useful. If we had another Unholy Slayer's Ring, I would take that. Oh, we could also just give him a Blight Stone. Well, here we go. Let's just really pile on the Blight. We're gonna pile it on. Every single Blight. Why can I suddenly not talk? I tell you, I swear to God, I'm having a series of small but elaborate strokes today. It's like the 5th time I've done that. All while recording, too, so it's captured forever for the posterity of the internet. You're welcome. I mean, I'm sure my cerebral circulatory issues are problematic for me, but for you, it's just fun times. Yeah, we're done. Let's go provision this shit. I'd like to finish the mission before my stroke comes on in full. That way I don't, have to hear my head slam against my keyboard and hear the inevitable electrical short as my drool falls into the keys. You don't want to listen to me die in an electrical fire. I mean, you probably do, but you shouldn't listen to me die in an electrical fire is what I'm trying to get at. Do I really need 3 medicinal herbs? Probably not. A couple holy waters, though, would hold us in good stead. Always going to take 1 key, and I'm going to take probably more torches than I need. That's good. This is a medium dungeon, yes. It's a veteran dungeon, yes. The thing is, I'm going to take 1 bandage just for fun. We also can shorten this mission because we know exactly where the necromancer's going to be. I mean, we're going to just go straight to him. So unless we run into a collector and a shambler on the way, and don't fucking say it can't happen because it already has. But unless we run into a collector and a shambler on the way, we should be fine. And some of you are saying, Pete, you did run into a collector, but the shambler you fought on purpose. You're not wrong. I mean, you are, thanks for, by the way, bringing up painful memories, but you're not wrong. So we got scouting in the very room we started in. That's unusual and not unwelcome. So the necromancer's going to be here. We're looking at a maximum of 6 rooms. I have a feeling we're going to be pooping on stuff in this dungeon. Lately, when we've really been tooling up our troopers with trinkets, they've been turning in some absolutely stellar performances. Who wants to touch the thing? Jean Grey, she wants to touch the thing, especially if that thing belongs to Cyclops and or Wolverine, preferably Wolverine. Nobody fucking likes Cyclops, not even his brother. There's a reason their powers don't work on each other. It's because they spent all of their time fighting as children because they despise each other. Good dodge from old Misty Knight there. Apparently, oh, look at this. She goes back to back with the dodges. Fuck you and your stress, says Misty Knight. Blinding gas, or should we rather have the damage? I'd rather have the damage, actually. Let's get some blights cooking. How much damage are we doing at? 5 damage per round for 3 rounds. That's some solid blight work right there. There are 2 stress units. I think we have to kill the Madman over the Bone Noble simply because well, he's just straight up obliterated. But this guy's a single target stress attack. Doomsay hits everybody. Wade Wilson taking a little graveyard slash. Okay, that was more than a little graveyard slash. That was a graveyard gash, and I'm definitely less a fan of the graveyard gash. Never fear, though, Jean Grey is here with a 24-point critical heal. That's some solid patchwork right there. She should really start a quilting class. Little tempting goblet. Pamela Isley going to take some stress. Okay, so it seems like stress is going to be more of our delimiter in this dungeon, really, than damage or anything else. Man, Wade Wilson is handing out heavy sacks full of ass whooping right there. Do we want to heal? Not really. You know what? Let's go for the stun and see if we can maybe prevent a little additional stress here. I have a feeling Mercedes Knight's probably just going to straight up murder this chump, but no, never mind. 7 damage is probably not going to murder him. He's still going to die from blight. And we'll just have Jean Grey throw a telekinetic lightning bolt at that piece of shit. She critical healed herself off of that too, which is amazing. Mostly for the stress relief. We didn't really need the heal. So we'll burn the torch, take everything else. Is this actually locked? Yes. Do I want to use my key on this? I think the answer, surprisingly, is no. I would rather save that key in case we find a special room. We found a trap. We're bleeding. We're bleeding for 6. I'm not really worried about a 6-point bleed. That is, I would say, at best, a minor inconvenience, and probably not every fucking time. I mean, I asked for it. I deserve this. Really, I do. I'm the one who brought up the goddamn collector, and sure enough, here's the fucking collector. Every time we fight a bice, this fucking... A bice? Again, I'm telling you, I'm having some kind of ischemia. The stroke is real. Hashtag the stroke is real. Every time we fight a boss, though, one of these pieces of shit shows up. Every single fucking time. We're gonna put some hefty sack beatings on all of these guys, though. They are damage-heavy units. There's no healer here. We've got a man-at-arms who's going to go for the protection, and then we've got 2 guys who do massive bleed attacks, which I am not a fan of at all. Jean Grey taking a little lifesteal. Collector's going to get patched up considerably. That's okay, though. We're just going to keep throwing the blights at him. We're going to have so much blight damage stacked up on this prick by the end of the mission. He's not going to know. He's taking 30 right now, just straight up 30 blight damage. That's a lot of blight. We could kill a Dismas, but honestly, I think we're better off to just continue piling the hate on the Collector for as long as we can. I think we just do as much damage to him as fast as possible. He's not currently protected. We don't have to really worry about damage. We're only really worried about stress attacks. And if all these guys do is damage, that's not really anything to worry about. We can heal the damage, and Poison Ivy can cure the bleeds. So, I mean, we're all around sorted. She can fix the bleed on herself. If it becomes a problem, she starts taking like 60 around, something insane or stupid, we just undo it. It's fine. So enjoy some more blight. Poison Ivy's really heaping on the hate. Throw a little bleed your way too, because Mercedes Knight wants to get in on the action. That guy just took 18 damage for starting his turn. That's pretty good. He's going to call a healer, I would guess. Oh, another man-at-arms. Well, I hate to break it to you, chat, but you may have made the wrong play there. I'm not really sure the man-at-arms is going to be the right call to keep you in the game. American Express presents You Make the Call, and I hate to say it, sir, but you have made the wrong call. Actually, don't you just die on your next turn? No, but almost. Now you die on your next turn, and we got healed out of it. So, suck it, Collector. What are you going to do? Oh, God, go ahead and protect him now. You're going to protect him from the bleed and blight? How did he live? I can't count. That's why he lived. I'm bad at math the other way that he lived. Well, you can't fucking protect him from this. Hey, what's going on here? There you go. Oh, he can protect him from that. All right, well, thanks for making me look like an asshole, game. I appreciate it. I mean, the Collector's dead at the start of his next turn anyway, so it hardly matters. You can't survive that bleed again. We definitely want to go for the AoE heal, and probably what we're going to do is have... Well, never mind. We'll just murder everyone. I say probably what we'll do is have Poison Ivy. Did we get another? No, Barristan's head. So clearly in view. 13% protection for huge bonus stress damage. I'm not sure that's worth it. Protection can be really powerful, especially in the late game, especially on a tank. But I'm not sure the bonus stress damage is actually worth it. We're going to cleanse this Iron Maiden. We've got free medicinal herbs. We might as well take advantage of them. I do want these crests. So here's what we'll do. We'll use the bandage just to get it out of the inventory. I want crests. I want deeds. We actually need those things sort of desperately. I've been slacking off in the heirloom department, and our Hamlet is not as upgraded as it probably should be at this point in the game, just because I've been sort of dithering. I don't have a good excuse for it. Man, that's a lot of combat. Fortunately, since we know where the Necromancer is, it's a lot of combat that we can fucking avoid. Well, this fight is going to be over before it starts. This is one situation where I think we may straight up be able to actually kill the enemy before they get a chance to go. So Battlefield Medicine heals for 2. Do I really want 2 health? I mean, yeah, I kind of do. How much health have these guys got? 9, 9. What's their protection like? If no protection? I'm pretty sure these guys had protection. Spit and bite. You're going to die to an Iron Swan then, and these two, we don't need it. It's fine. I was going to say, one of them dies to an Iron Swan, and the 2 maggots get chopped in half by Wade Wilson. Or we can't Iron Swan, but still get the kill anyway, because Mercedes Knight does huge damage. Unless the maggots inevitably dodge, which of course they did, now we're screwed. Well, we did manage to heal 10 damage. I don't expect them to be able to do 10 damage. Mercedes Knight is a dodging freak. She's mastered the art of putting her bionic arm in the mouths of her foes and using it as a shield against herself. It's gonna go good until something tears her fucking arm off, and that's inevitably going to happen. But I suppose when it does, she'll just be like, Tony, can you make me a new arm? And Iron Man will be like, fine, I suppose. I'll come and make you a new arm. Nothing's more important than you, Mercedes Knight. Hero for hire. Where would the world be without the glorious Heroes for Hire to protect it? Oh, you know what? It'd be in the same fine shape that it's been in all along, because nobody gives a shit about Heroes for Hire. At this point, I'm going to blight this thing just in the hopes that we can actually kill it before it... Nope. All right. In the hopes that we could actually kill it before it gets to go. That didn't actually turn out. Does somebody want to hit this thing? Oh, sure, Wade Wilson. Way to A-Rod it right there. What's that? Game's tied? 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Well, you know, I'm going to strike out. What's the other way the A-Rod action goes? What's this? We're up 8 runs in the 4th inning. I'm going to hit 6 home runs today. It's the A-Rod method. You know what? I'm just going to throw that on the floor. I don't want that. I want everything in my inventory more than I want that piece of garbage. You've already got quite a bit of stress, so we're actually gonna have Pamela Isley pick up stuff. Simply because I want to concentrate my stress on one unit where I can. The gold return so far on this mission has not been amazing. We're not exactly swimming in Scrooge McDuck fortune over here. Little Ren for the old gods. That's alright. Throw bleeds at Wade Wilson all day. You can't kill him with mortal weapons. He's fucking Wade Wilson. I'm actually quite worried about those bone marksmen. If they get a lucky critical on somebody, they could take us straight to death's door, especially somebody who's injured like Pamela Isley. So I'm gonna go for a stun here. I rarely use stuns, but in this case I think it's worthwhile, especially if we can kill those guys before they get a chance to go. Like with an Iron Swan per se. Didn't get to kill, got close. This guy's only gonna do damage, so we're not too worried about him. These guys skip their next turn for certain. Are we going to be able to pile enough damage on them to get the kill? I think the answer is no. Was hoping that would come through. Nice way to disappoint me there, Gene. Good work. Now I know how Professor Xavier felt every single fucking day of his life. Let's go for the Blight. We can put some damage on this guy next turn. That got the kill there. Now we can stack a bleed on top of him. Between the bleed and the Blight... Well, I was going to say between the bleed and the blight, we might have enough to bring him down before he gets a chance to go again. That's going to be patently untrue. Wade Wilson did finish off the skeleton for us. Son of a bitch, we needed that to hit. I'm telling you, I'm going to be a bald British man. Might as well at this point just be a bald British man, because I really know how it feels to be Professor X. Except for the bald and British part. Wow, that was a lot of stress for the fact that we just got a very mildly inconveniencing critical. The stress was definitely the biggest part of the inconvenience there. Because this man's already dead. I mean, he had no hope in hell of killing us. We were going to be fine all along. 500 gold. What do I want less than I want 500 gold? I mean, 500 gold would be the other option to throw on the floor. You know what? I'm going to throw this anti-venom on the floor, actually. I would rather have an emerald instead. I'm beginning to think maybe we should camp just to free up some inventory space. I'm not going to, but I still think it's not a terrible idea. What is this? Nothing I want. Debuff charms are straight up garbage. The only thing those kind of trinkets are really useful for once you have one of them is selling. Just straight up selling. And you can't sell them while in a dungeon. Better than a trap. I don't know. There was a lot of Stephanie Meyer. I mean, complete works of Stephanie Meyer was on that shelf. And you say it's better than a trap. I personally say that that was the trap. Be like, you could have accidentally wound up reading the entire Stephanie Meyer oeuvre. Could have read her whole discography, if you will, except, you know, literary, so I guess probably bibliography is actually the word I'm looking for. Secret room! Well, alright, I'm gonna go pick a fight in the hopes of getting a secret room, and I'm unashamed about it. Also gonna smash this display case with a shovel, because vandalism is fun.
With loot are often low on supplies.
Not interested in this jade at all, so I think we burn a torch, we dump the other torch, we take the gold, fuck the jade.
Only the strength to follow it.
Who's good with traps? 90%, 80%, 90%. Alright, well, you're already hurt and stressed out, so... Yeah, might as well concentrate it all in one place as much as possible. That's some good work there, Pam. So we definitely have to throw some heals here at old Poison Ivy. She's not having a great day. Things have gone better historically for Poison Ivy than they're going right now. Solid damage from Mercedes Knight. Oh, not quite enough. Man, I was hoping we might be able to combo that in. Excellent dodge from Jean Grey. Some additional damage there. Oh, this is not good. Huge dodge from Poison Ivy. All right, we have got to get a heal on old P.I. there. They call her P.I., of course, because little known fact, Poison Ivy, the hugest Tom Selleck fan in existence. She loves Tom Selleck. She's all about the free mustache rides. Personally, though, if Tom Selleck came at me and said, "Hey, Pete, you want a mustache ride?" I think I'd probably take him up on it. Don't normally roll that way, but I mean, fuck, it's Tom Selleck, man. How could I say no? Also, the gloriousness of his mustache. I mean, it can't be understated. Possibly the most glorious mustache of all time. Tom Selleck, a fantastic mustache. We could keep throwing aggro on this guy, but there's no point to it. He's already dead. He just doesn't know it yet. We're getting a little sort of down in the heal department here. Everybody has some amount of damage. I would have loved to have gotten another heal off, but this guy's going to die before we get a chance, I think. Yep, that's exactly the way that's going to go down. Citrine is garbage. A profane scroll. Bonus damage. Bonus debuff skill chance. Bonus protection. Bonus heals. And extra stress. This would be amazing for like a combat cleric. Too bad I don't roll with that. The citrine goes on the ground. I don't remember what happens at these sigils. I think you're supposed to throw holy water at them, but I don't remember. I really want this profane scroll. We got to get rid of something. Well, when in doubt, Onyx goes in the ground. We'll take the profane scroll. I would love to pick up these deeds as well, but we're capped. We're going to have to throw the rest of this junk on the floor. Pam, what do you got? Yeah, touch it. Okay. We're very... Okay, so we're 3 stress from an affliction. We pretty much have to camp then. I don't really relish the thought, especially when our torchlight is already high, but we can't not camp. Also, you know, our health was getting a little low.
Rats in a maze.
So who can reduce Pamela Isley's stress? You could quarantine. It's your stress down. I mean, it's some stress reduction for everybody. Encourage is always good. We should sanctuary definitely to ward off ambush. That's fine. So let's do that. Then I think we go for the old quarantine. He's going to take some damage. We get some stress relief from it. Wound care is interesting. We've got 5 time left. What other buffs could we get? You don't need stress reduction, so rejecting gods is a bad idea. Don't really give a shit about a pep talk. Although, you know what? A pep talk could be useful against the necromancer. He does have stress attacks. We're definitely going to encourage. And you know what? I think we just go ahead and chant, too. Even though it's only 5... It does also give us a buff, minus, you know, it's better than pep talk. It's basically pep talk with also 5 stress reduction, so. You're coping despite the madness, yes, yes. No chance of foraging, blah, blah, blah. Let's go forage the fuck out of that secret room. What do you say? That's the only forage I'm interested in. Stack of books. All right, somebody other than Poison Ivy's got to start touching stuff. We got a negative quirk. Fantastic. Dyspomania, which I don't remember. What does that do again? Oh, yeah, she loves booze. Who cares? This means she'll randomly drink booze. That's fine. Hey, guys, I found this liquor in a disgusting pig cavern. What should I do with it? You know, for 90%, we're fucking failing a surprising lot of those. That's 2 in a row that we've missed at 90%. I gotta start wondering if maybe the trap disarm percentage is not lying to me. Also, I completely walked by the secret room because I'm an idiot. So all of the stress damage we take here is going to be entirely unnecessary. So let's try and keep it to a minimum. The double stun, yes, it's not damage, but it might buy us an extra turn to do some damage. The graveyard slash, it's fine. Poison Ivy's freshly healed. We want this man dead. We're not going to get to bleed, and I'm aware of that. That's fine. Mostly just looking for the damage. Mercedes Knight takes an axe blade to the face. Should have got that arm in the way, Mercedes. That's what the bionics are for. Healing is, yeah, kind of necessary, but also damage to damage or heals. Damage or heals. I'm going to trust Poison Ivy to win a speed roll and forego the damage. Ah, my gambit has paid off. Excellent. So we toss a little blight your way. You're going to take 2 damage, and now you die when you... Yep, exactly what we needed. Got some damage on this guy, but we're going to have Mercedes Knight continue to pile on the hate. That man has now got fatal damage, so we can ignore him. Sweet dodge from Little Misty. I'm getting a little misty at her performance. You know, I make a lot of fun of Mercedes Knight, mostly because she's in Heroes for Hire, and they suck. And yes, they're that shitty. Do you actually, when talking about the word, using the word suck to describe Heroes of Hire, contractually, you're obligated to say it that way. You have to say, man, they suck. You have to do it. Marvel law. Solid heirloom pickup. Let's just open the unlocked strongbox. Contents are ours. So what did we actually pick up out of this? A whole bunch of extra busts and crests, which, you know, I'm not that salty about because we kind of needed them anyway. So now we backtrack. We're going to check out the secret room. What lies in its depths. We do have a key, right? Yes. All right, crack open this ancient artifact here. What do we got?
Wealth beyond measure.
Well, I don't know if it's beyond measure, Mr. Narrator guy, but it's actually pretty good. So let's get rid of... I mean, we've already camped. I don't want to get rid of the food, though. Let's drink the holy water. That's one nice thing about holy water. You don't have to waste it. You can just straight up drink it if you want. We're going to get rid of that. Gonna grab all of those, and now it's back to business as usual. We do have a hallway fight right before the necromancer. I'm not hugely enthused about that. We could go around, but odds are if we go around, we're just going to wind up setting off that trap. It's telling me I have a 90% chance to disarm, so... Fuck you, books. I learned my lesson. Nope. Could be, this is just maggots. This is fine. We did not surprise the maggots, which is, you know, not great, but... Those guys are going to get a swing at us a maximum of one time. Of course, if they all swing at Poison Ivy and do a bunch of stress to her, we could be fucked against the Necromancer and wind up with an affliction. So let's try and kill one at least before it gets a chance to go. That's going to be probably the limit of what we get to. It's going to be the one. We're going to kill one before it gets a chance. Fantastic. He bit Jean Grey and made her a hemophiliac. That's a pretty noxious bite. Also, we've already camped, so we can't use Poison Ivy to cure that fucking disease, which really sucks. Poison Ivy at least resisted the disease, which is nice. So basically, the point of maggots now that they don't have a ridiculous protection status, they only exist to cost us money. And time. It'd be like, yeah, after this mission is over, you're gonna have to go waste a bunch of time and money getting rid of the largely irrelevant diseases that we gave everybody. Hemophilia is not that terrible. I think it's just a huge penalty against, like, a big bleed resist penalty. It's irritating, but not insurmountable. Okay. Flesh is willing. He has made exactly one zombie. Wade Wilson is probably going to be able to beat that man back into the ground almost immediately. And again, we're looking for Poison Ivy. You're, like, bleed immune, right? You know, only 40% resistant. All right. So we're going to stack blights and bleeds on this guy and try and get a bunch of ticking damage over time working. Gonna be a lot of AoE healing, I have a feeling, out of old Jean Grey on this one. There we go. Alright, well, we didn't get to kill, but we definitely softened that front guy up. And no dicking around again. We're just gonna have Poison Ivy really heap on the Blight. 13 damage there from the combo Bleed and Blight. Little Clawing dead. One of them's going down, so we'll be bringing that guy right back to that second spot as soon as Wade Wilson gets to go. And he's never beyond the reach of Misty Knight and her bionic arm. Her magic, fantastic $6 million arm. There's no escaping it. Well, never mind. Wade Wilson has made a complete and total fucking liar out of me by whiffing like a champ. Good work, Wade. The Cubs somewhere are proud of you. I mean, in spirit. They're like, yep, that's, good work, Wade. Swinging like a true cubby, buddy. Swinging like a true cubby. So that guy's getting 21 damage ticking around. That's a ton of bleeds and blights. That's also a shitload of stress, as well as a zombie that's now in our way. Theoretically, Deadpool should be wading through this trash, like the trash that it is. We can still continue to apply. I'm gonna say we can still continue to apply damage to that guy, even in the 4th position, because you're never beyond the reach of Misty Knight and her magic arm. And then he just went ahead and dodged and made a fucking monkey out of it. Thanks. Appreciate it. Still taking 21 damage a turn back there, by the way. I hope you're enjoying that. That shit cannot tickle. You can hear its soul screaming out in pain. Who the hell are you talking about, Wade? Yourself? I mean, you're all about the 4th wall violation, so you could be talking about literally anyone. We have really no way to discern. All those corpses did was allow us to kill that guy without trying. He's gonna die from blight damage now. And you have 50... Your blight is slowly taking... we could go for some damage here. Jean Grey does do bonus damage to Unholy, but I think we're probably, all things considered, better off to just stick with the healing. I want to keep everybody topped off. 6 feet under, so another giant pile of stress. That's fine. Let's just keep piling on the blight. Want to keep it ticking, keep it sticking, keep it working, keep it churning. Let's put a big heal. Or let's go for the group heal, because I clicked the wrong button. That's fine. One of them turned out to be a critical, so all things considered, worked out fine. 7 damage and another bleed from Mercedes Knight. Wade Wilson kills a corpse and badly injures his friend. Can you kill a corpse? I mean, is that even possible? He's like, I killed the shit out of that corpse. Like, no, it was already dead. You didn't kill it. You mutilated the corpse. Another 6 feet under. So now the necromancer's just fucking being a jerk. He's like, oh, no, you guys, you beat me straight up. Straight up. He beat me. Just like the movie with the rounders, and he beat me. Pay that man his money. My John Malkovich sounds a little suspiciously like Yuri Novak. We don't need to hit that man. He is dead. Let's throw some blight at where it might do good. This guy is gonna die. He has 3 hit points. He's not gonna live. All right, enough with the stress here, Necromancer. We all know you're a big, tough, booming foe. You fought a valiant fight, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Fuck you. Jean Grey critical him at the end and get some stress relief. Well, mean a man can dream. Wow, that's a terrible reward, actually. We got a completely worthless trinket that we already have, and a dodgy sheath, which, again, I'm pretty sure we already have one of. It's also not very good. -6 accuracy to range skills for a highwayman is sort of bad. And by sort of, I mean really fucking bad. Then again, what are we going to keep in its stead? Food or torches or shovels that we're not going to use? We're leaving a dungeon, so we might as well throw this shit on the ground. The trinkets at least we can sell, and we are done. We're returning to the hamlet. The necromancer is dead. Done. He's going to need himself to bring himself back to life for another go-around. How do we do gold-wise? Pretty damn well. For a non-antiquarian run, 16,000 gold, actually 17,000 and change. That's a pretty respectable loot total. Sure, the collector helped, and look at these heirlooms. Holy crap, we're rolling in the swank ducats here. We got more busts than Shakespeare. And there have been a lot of busts of Shakespeare made over the decades, trust me. We're rolling in it. There's like a bust of Franklin here. This guy really does look like Benjamin Franklin. A dungeon saved is Sika earned. Doesn't make any sense at all. Probably should have just stuck to writing stories about forts. So Mercedes Knight has become a beast slayer, which replaced Night Owl. Arguably, that's a wash. Wade Wilson will only gamble now. He's also a stress faster, which is okay, I guess. And he's hysterically blind, which is fucking terrible. Jean Grey is a Night Owl, which is by and large completely pointless, and Poison Ivy needs some serious stress resist because holy shit, she's fucked. Also, calling Pamela Isley paranoid really isn't fair. It's not paranoia when the Batman is really out to get you. Oh great, nice work, Silver Sable. You went out gambling, you got drunk, bought around for the house. Fantastic. Oh no, I appreciate it. Because you know the caretaker isn't drunk enough on his own. Betsy Braddock got rid of his bad humors. Jean Grey is now a Master Vestal. Wade Wilson, Master Leper. Mercedes Knight, a Master Hellion. So the EXP is flowing. Holy crap, how are you almost level 5 already? Wow. So, all right, Wade Wilson and Mercedes Knight have only one more fight in them before they're going to be leveled beyond what they can do. We're going to need another high-level crew. I kind of think we have to save these guys then for another boss fight. Like, they won't be seeing any more action until our next boss fight. We now have 2 level 4 Vestals. I'm not a huge fan of that. Still, we've got some trooper maintenance to do. Jean Grey is a hemophiliac. We should probably get rid of that. Also, Wade Wilson got something horrible. What was it? Deadpool, what did you get? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, you're hysterically blind. That shit's gotta go. Hysterical blindness, of course, the only kind of blindness that could actually affect Wade Wilson. I mean, thanks to his healing factor. Regular blindness, not really on the menu for him. So let's take Jean Grey. Yeah, we'll just get rid of your hemophilia, because that's a thing that's easy to cure. Apparently, we've pioneered stem cell therapy or something here at the Perfidious Estate. Sure, it's a rundown hole in the ground filled with godless abominations and monsters, but our top-notch science? Yeah, it's top-notch, actually. We got some crack scientific team working on gene therapy. Pamela Isley needs stress relief. You will only flagellate for stress relief. That seems oddly appropriate for Poison Ivy. whipping herself with some kind of weird stinging vines and nettles. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so good. Yes, yes, give it to me, Batman. All right, then. We should see about doing some upgrades. Specifically, I'm thinking armor upgrades would be, and we need 32 deeds for that. All right, well, I guess we'll be stockpiling those for a while, then. We do have a lot of busts and a lot of crests. Portraits? We should probably save portraits for the guild. Speaking of which, how's the guild doing? Not bad. I don't really want to do training regimen again. We sort of need instructor mastery more than training regimen, which again, we're going to have to start saving up in the portrait department then. So we don't want to use any portraits, we don't want to use any deeds, but we do have busts and crests. What can we do with those in the Abbey? Anything useful? Yeah, actually, we can upgrade the penance hall.
Gilded icons and dogmatic rituals. For some,
I don't want it to go too crazy with the crests, because we will need those for the blacksmith. Crests are also needed. We need 35. That means we can only really use about 9 for an upgrade. What can we do in a tavern? No, I don't want to use portraits. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Let's go check out the survivalist. We haven't upgraded or bought survival skills for anybody. Let's go ahead and do one single upgrade. And I did overspend a little bit, but in the odds, before we get the deeds necessary to upgrade the blacksmith, we're definitely going to bump into 6 crests, so that should not be a deal breaker. It is a run ender, though. I'm going to wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us, and if you'd like to see the continuing adventures of our superhero lineup, I consider subscribing as well. Although after Batman vs. Superman, I'm seriously considering just kicking Wonder Woman and Superman right the fuck out. Batman faked his own death, I mean, brilliantly, to avoid the negative PR backlash. Bruce Wayne is like, nope, fuck it, I'm checking out of this shit early. I can see. Batman knows which way the wind is blowing. Batman is going to be spreading his wings and flying away on that wind. You, Superman, you, Wonder Woman, you're fucking stuck here in the shit to endure. I will endure no longer, though. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.